Ryan and Groce. And we are the Game Changers. Designers, creatives alike. We are in a world that runs on value. Our next designs will be the shiniest. Our next animation will be the most buttery. Ladies and gentlemen, Game Changers, let the games begin.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another monthly challenge. This month is December, and we are going to be working on my version of the December challenge. So this challenge, if you guys are not already privy, we are going to be creating a homepage of our favorite music artist. So I have yet to actually pick what we're going to do specifically for me. I've been trying to figure out, do I want to do Chris Brown? Do I want to do Missy Elliott? So today what we are going to be focusing on is really just an ideation session with myself, and also including those of you who are in the chat. Also want to say hi to you guys. Hey, what's going on, Ryan? What's fix in the house? What's happening, my friend? Glad to have you here. Hope I've been checking up on you on Instagram. It seems like you've had a very nice little vacation, so I hope you are back well rested. And I think the last time we talked you were under the weather, so I hope you're feeling much better. And anyways, hello to all of you guys in chat. Let us know where you're coming from, how you feeling today, and I'm super excited to get started. So with that said, what we're going to start off with today is figuring out what the concept is going to be for the website, and then kind of diving into that a little bit. Also, would love to know if you guys want me to, for this challenge, to do something complex or something simple. Last month I did something a little bit complex, which took something around 3-4 days. This time around I want to kind of do something a little bit simple. So I would love to hear what you think. Alana says Billie Eilish. Alright, maybe. You know, I was actually thinking about that because I saw a really cool design. I'll actually show you guys what I was taking a peek at. So let's hop in, let's do my screen share, and I'll show you guys what my thoughts were exactly. So I have been looking at a whole bunch of, what's it call it? Where's my dribble really quick? Let me pull that on over. And hopefully this doesn't blow up the internet, guys. I already see it starting to lag a little bit. It's probably all the freaking I'm actually gonna close this. Hold on. Let me go ahead and close that, and I'm gonna close one of my, here we go. I gotta pick this specifically. There's a couple things I was looking at. So first off, I have a whole, let's see. Let's go to my collections. I was trying to decide on a couple of things. I'm glad you're doing well, Ryan. I was worried for a little bit. So I saw this design, right? So I was like, I would love to recreate this. This would be really cool, and it's pretty simple, and I could probably do this in one sitting. So Alana, possibly, but I was also very much impressed by this. And I don't know why I do this to myself, but I always give myself the most whack, whatchamacallit, the craziest stuff to do. I would love to do something like this. Let me see. I guess that's my list, but okay. Maybe I can do both. Maybe I can play around a little bit, but let me see. Because this is I feel like this is too easy, and I'd be done. This one, I'm almost I don't even know how I'd approach this. I know I would pretty easily get a background image, and these letters, I feel like I would probably have to essentially cut them out. I would probably have to make this first, then cut out almost in SVG format these sort of things, and I probably would have to create a grid for it. So let me. All right, I'll try this. What do you guys think? Billie Eilish or something like this? Because I'm pretty sure the background is pretty easy. The scrolling stuff would be pretty easy. It's just this that would take the majority of the time. Now, do I know who Pentawave is? Not at all. But because I love the design so much, I think it would be pretty chill. But I can also do this. Let's play. All right, let me go ahead and close some of these things. Actually, I need to save that. Oh, that was not it. So there was if you guys are at all, I was also taking a look at like some of these things and seeing if I could actually like steal some really quick CSS only particles, things like that. So we'll see where we get. But let's go ahead and try. Let's just, for the fun of it, let's go with Billie Eilish. And then it's to combine both, animate her face. All right, we'll see what we can do. I don't know. I've not even really listened to Billie Eilish like that. So, all right, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just like screenshot this text here because I'm going to try to figure out what that font is. So let's go ahead and I'm going to close some of these things out. I kind of want to save this. This was really cool. I'm going to close this. I'm going to keep these particles up. Glass morphism I'll keep up. And let's see. All right, this is our project, and I'm going to go ahead and close some of these because we don't need them. All right, boom. I'm going to keep these over together. Just organizing myself really quick. But Alana, how's your day going? Bionic, what's happening? Good people. How's your day going, my friend? Good, bueno, or better? All right, let me see. So what I need to do first is I need to grab some of I don't even know how to spell Billie Eilish, guys. Alana, this is because you recommended it. And also I think literally her face is literally on every single promotion for this. So I guess we'll go rock with it. I wonder if I can just do like a reverse image search really quick. So I'm gonna take a screenshot of this real quick, add it to my downloads, and I'm just gonna go to Google real quick, and I honestly should be able to reverse image search this. So if I go to downloads and I just pull this in here. Oh no, on the struggle bus, Alana, I am sorry, but you know, one day at a time. The struggle bus is real, as we all know, but I hope you're able to tune in today, maybe get a little bit of a smile and see how much of a struggle bus this is about to be for me. And I don't know, maybe you can be we can get you to be a bit more chipper today. We'll see how it works. But I'm glad that you're tuning in and that you're not just in the covers doing who knows what. You know, it's better to be out with people and or finding ways to engage oneself to find some energy. So I'm happy you're doing that. Honestly, so literally this found like the dribble, whatchamacallit. So I found the dribble thing, but I want the actual photo that's using. So it looks like we are going to be on a Billie Eilish hunt. I do like this photo though. That's a nice little. I'm going to open a new tab. Why is there ROFL? What happened? What did I say? Yes. I am appreciative of you as well. We have to do this together. My struggle buses are real. Like my things are like struggle planes. You know what I mean? Hey, what's going on, Brian? How you doing, dude? We are trying to figure out and get some photography for our background for our Billie Eilish music homepage. Or basically the recreation of, not this, that's Doja Cat. This. And I just really like that shot. I mean, this I feel like would work really well because it's got nice neutrals. But she looks sad, she looks pouty, and I feel like that's gonna make Alana feel certain ways. Here, she's got some energy. So let's see if we can get some Eilish energy. Let me do... I feel like this would be really nice too. Alright, is this... Alright, that's a little bit closer up. So let's see, I'm gonna open this in a new tab. I wonder if I put Billie Eilish in Pinterest, if we would be able to grab that. They make it hard to find photos out here, guys. What places? Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm going to use for the whatchamacallit. To find the our friend, oops, our friend here for this. Boom. No, we do not want to sign up. Thank you very much. All right, sweet. It looks like we found it right away. What is this called? This is HWT Roman Extended Fat Face. My man is out here calling fat face. Okay, crop. Free font, please. Because this is educational purposes. This is not to make money. Okay, free font download. Thank you very much. Looks like we have it right about here. And download. Yes, please and thank you. All right. Brian has a headache too. Man, is there something in the air? I'm sorry, guys. This is what it is. It's drink more water. I too am parched. Parched. Let me see. Does this have the freaking Vimeo logo on it? God dang. God dang. But let me see. Let me do. I mean, this is nice. Internally, this is how I feel though. Is she doing the duck face? Like this? I was like, that's how I woke up this morning. Just like that. But photos are so difficult to find, guys. Like this is, we all know as designers, creatives, like finding good photography is literally. Let me just see if we can steal some of the album stuff. Maybe we can find better. This is plausible. This is plausible. Maybe she need to stop eating spiders. I saw that on Instagram once and I was just like, no. I think that's why I just haven't. You know, I saw her like expel a spider from her mouth one time on Instagram and I was like, that's it. I'm done. This not the music artist for me. Her music is lit. So the image is this one. Oh, nope, not that one. The image is this one. I like the neutrality. I love her hair. And I think it goes very well with the white. So, I mean, there's a couple things. Okay. So, I'm scared. Every time there's like multiple download buttons, this is like totally not right. You must give credit. Okay, great. We'll do that. I'm scared. Let me go ahead and extract. Guys, if I get a blue screen error. Okay, it looks like. Okay, this looks fine. I think we'll go ahead and download this. Oh, true. You are smart, Alana. What am I doing? Let's just go to our website and start pulling some things. But the thing is, on music, like literally why I wanted to do this challenge, or whatchamacallit, part of it is a lot of music artists' websites really are busted. Like for example, like this is literally just a paste of all of her, like her products. Like there's no good photography here. Like yeah, she's got her Happier Than Ever album, it seems, but everything else is pretty like busted. Let's see, video, music, tour, no. 9 Billy. Alright, so far we're rocking with 1, 2, 3. This is really tiny. 4. This could possibly work. Maybe we'll throw it through something. This is probably, maybe let's play around with this. Let me just call it Billy 1. Alright, Pawan. Let's see what we got here. This is nice, but hold on. My goodness. Is this what you were referring to? Let me see. Let me just type in this. This is for Android. I do not want the Android. Alright, let's see. Alright, here we go. We should have just done wallpaper. Is this Billy though? Okay. One last look. If not, I'm just gonna rock with what we have. So we have paper. So with that said, today is Tuesday, right? What do you, ooh, this is a really nice one. All right, where was that? All right, but back to what I was saying. What do you guys, so it sounds like we got headaches in the chat. We are not having the best day in the entire world. This is really nice too. She's got some attitude right there, but I love the gray hair. So let's see if we can play with this. We can play with this. I like this as well. This is cool. Let me see. I love the things where she has green as well. This is nice. All right, what do you guys think? Neutral? I really like this one. Should I down this one? I think I might rock with this one. Maybe this one. Asset overload, guys. I think this one is really nice too. So let us go ahead and let's just start popping some of these things into, I'm gonna close all these because they were super tiny. We got our text, cool. I'm gonna leave that there though. Let's go ahead and close this as well. We don't need this. Close this. Doja Cat, you can stay right there. And let's start pulling some things in. So let's go ahead and pull in our media. And I'm gonna rank these really quick. So I'm gonna rank these. I want that one, there's one. Maybe this one has two. Alana said he sent me, where did you send me the images? Oh, Discord, okay. Let's see. Ooh, those are really good. Let me see. The thing is they're from Instagram. Let's see the quality really quick. Yeah, these are gonna be super tiny. Let me see. Hold on. Let me save these real quick. So 1, 2. I feel like I'm feeling this one. 3, 4, 5, and then maybe 6 on this one. And I'm just gonna pull all these in. Let's see, because I have a feeling these are gonna be like 800 by 800, and I want them as like, yeah, these are gonna be 600 by 600. It's not bad. Oh, you know what? So this is what we'll do. Maybe we can use these as like, well, I don't think that would actually be appropriate. I'm probably going to use her, whatchamacallits, as her true album pieces or her song covers. I'm going to use them as that if we get there. But yeah, I love her like artistic stuff, except the things with the spiders. Those things throw me off. But what's it called? All right, so I think we got some nice photos. So now we are going to go ahead and play. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here, I'm going to kind of break this down. Let's go to, I'm going to copy this image. Let's open up Figma real quick. And thank you for the images. No, Alana, it's not rip. It's good. I highly appreciate you sending them to me. It was needed. I thank you. And I didn't even like, for whatever reason, I didn't even think of checking on Instagram. But I was looking to see whatchamacallit, how to, because I want that nice hero image. And sadly, the Instagram things are gonna be like 8, like we just saw, the 600 by 600. So I'm gonna do this really quick just because. I'm gonna copy, well, not copy, Control X, paste. And so how I think I'm gonna break this down is we have, first off, got this off to the side. We have another grid piece here for this line. Maybe we'll have like something like this. So we'll have 1, 2, 3 rows, or excuse me, columns. And then for rows, we'll have 3 as well. Okay, that's probably what we'll go ahead and do. Now this one is going to be a little bit awkward. Actually, we'll pull this up here. And maybe this will be a container. This will be, I don't necessarily think we need a container for this. Maybe we'll do a container for this, but these things will be pretty easy to flow together. Now, I'm really curious what we're going to do for mobile in tablet, so y'all going to have to bear with me on that. And also let me know if you guys can actually hear the music or if my voice is like overshadowing that. Okay, so we're going to pull in our imagery first. We're going to take out our header and our footer. We're going to set this section to be 100% VH. And we actually might have to do a calculation because we all know when we don't have a site connected to a URL, we have to deal with the editorx.com banner. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to do a calculation, and we're going to do 100% VH minus the size of that banner, which is 50 pixels. And it's going to be really weird here because I'm going to set the minimum height to 100% VH. Let me refresh. That was a really good photo. Thank you guys for the what's we call it, for the wallpaper idea. But Alana, are you staying home today? Is that and Brian and Puan? What's today have for you guys? All right, so we have, and I probably shouldn't have done, like, what I did probably made no sense. This minimum height, 100 VH, when we have this as a calculation. The only reason I did that was because of that shrinkage that happened, so I just put this number in here. We'll fix it later. I'll end up probably deleting it. So what I'm going to do here for second is I'm going to go to this section and I'm going to just set up the rows that we have. So just like we did, we had 3 columns and 3 rows. So we're going to do 3 by 3. We're going to hit apply and we're just going to drag these things into place. So this over here, this column, I'm going to set this to be about 100 pixels. That'll be enough room for our navigation. Over here, let's just do, what is bigger? I'm gonna really quickly just measure this. Am I doing another frame? No, this is a rectangle. Okay. So in here we've got, and if you guys notice, I'm using Figma now because I'm trying to actually practice. Okay, all right, so this is basically like half, and this is going to be less than that. Okay, so for this row, we're going to do 50%, and we are going to just set this to 1 for now. 1 FR. Basically, I'm just like, take up the rest of the space, do your thing. All right, Lana says, yep, I'm home. Puan says, I'm home too. So, are you guys, is this a relaxed day? That's totally fine. I'm just curious. Because I want to know more about you guys. I want to know, like, what happens on the days that you guys chillax. What are the things that you guys do? Or what do you guys watch? I recently just watched a really cool Netflix with my partner. I think it was called The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself. It was really interesting. It was on Netflix. Very interesting title, definitely too. Let's see. So we have music, events, video, shop. So probably what we're gonna have to do, we are going to have to do a little bit of a custom menu here. So my thoughts for this is, we are going to go ahead and do, I'm going to create and by the way, is there a, My stomach is going ham right now. It's like, I have not eaten today yet. All right, so there's a line there. So let's go ahead and get that line first. So we're gonna go to add. And we are not gonna do a line. We are going to, I think decorative. And we're gonna get a vertical line, and we're gonna set this puppy to be across all of our rows, or all of our rows here. I'm gonna set this to 100%. Oh man, I'm sorry, Alana. Well, here's the thing. You don't need to accomplish anything in your day. Days are meant to have, are meant for us to have fun. And we've talked about this. We don't need to air this out into the public domain right now. But, you know, I totally hear you in terms of, you know, feeling like you haven't done anything. But honestly, if you need to take the day, you need to take the day. You know, life is hard out here, especially with, I think one thing that's true is working from home makes it super easy to overwork ourselves, or feel like we're not contributing when we actually are. If that makes any sense. Yeah, it's definitely challenging, and I want to reassure you that you are most definitely, probably, especially with your skill set and your knowledge, like, you're contributing. I just hope that nobody is making you feel that you're not. I've been in the same situation. It is not it's not fun at all. So, but much love. You're contributing here, okay? You helped your boy pick out whatchamacallit, Billie Eilish. That was not even on the radar today. So you're having fun. You're being cooperative. I was gonna, the words that would pop out of my mouth were deliciously helpful, but I was like, you know what? That doesn't make any sense. But we're gonna rock with it. Deliciously helpful, or helpfully delicious. There we go. Still doesn't make any sense, but I'm still rocking with it. Okay, nobody can tell me what to do. Let me see. As soon as I said nobody can tell me what to do, a couple people just dropped off the stream. They were like, "This is not for me." End transmission. Puan says, I just graduated, so my days go with internships and Netflix sometimes. Oh snap! Well, congratulations, man. Or my friend. Finishing school is definitely like a big thing, so congratulations. And yeah, you should definitely like find some downtime, relax, and Netflix it up. What type of internships are you finding yourself getting? Are you enjoying those? And while I do that, while you answer that, I'm going to pull in some of our text here. So quick add, section, 3 dots, quick add. We're gonna get our titles in here. Edit title, or not edit text. Oh, they moved the stuff over here. So upload fonts, and we are going to upload our friends HWT Roman extended W03 regular TTF. That's what we're gonna do. And hey guys, I see a couple of you guys popped into the chat. Would love to know who you are, where you're from, and what you guys are currently doing today. If you guys just popped in, we are recreating this beauty from Dribble from Billie Eilish as proposed by our friend Alana in the chat today. So shout out to her. And also, if you did not know, first off, we have an amazing, I'm pretty sure most of you guys are from our Discord community, but if you haven't already, you guys can check the link in the description or go to editorx.tv to join our community, and yeah, sign up there and be able to meet cool people like myself and the people in the chat. And with that being said, I wanted to also share that Alana does streams herself. If you guys are very interested in the coding side of things, she does coding challenges that I would not be able to do. So if you guys are interested in that side of things, she does some really cool things over on Twitch. Now let me see. And by the way, Alana, you haven't invited us recently to those things, but you know, to each their own. And I know time is of the essence, and things have been challenging as of recent. So that was only a little. That was probably a really bad joke. So I take it back. Let me see. So we got Billie Eilish. We're gonna type that in really quick. Billie Billie Eilish. Let me see. All right, I spelled it right. Is it 2 lines? All right, it's 2 lines. So we're gonna just do Billie on one. We're gonna set this to max content, and we are going to fix this to be WMT. I think this. What was the name of the thing that we literally just uploaded? HWT. HWT. Here we go. Cool beans. You're good, Alana. You've not been slacking. Honestly, you need the time to breathe from all the stuff you've been telling. We've been talking about. So you're Gucci. You're doing a lot. You're working on your portfolio. You're working on a lot of really cool things. So you're not slacking at all. You're getting practice and doing things in another way. All right. So we got Eilish. We're gonna grab these two. Not group them. I was hoping that I can just. Whoop. I don't want to group them. Okay. I'm going to just turn these white. And then, let me see what's going on here. I almost low-key want to... Okay, so this is... How tall is this? Height is 124. Oh, but that's not... I'm not gonna take that as true height, because so if we take this, right, I'm gonna just take this entire frame and see if I can plop it in here. That'd be interesting. So I'm gonna take this frame. Maybe I can. Okay, yeah, that won't work. So I wonder, can I scale this stuff together? Resize to fit. What is that? No. Still getting the hang of, because I could have sworn Figma just added like a stretch thingy, but if not, that's cool. So what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna take this frame really quick. I'm just gonna steal what's in here, duplicate it. Oh, yeah. Let me just pull the image out of the frame. I just want the image, guys. Copy, paste. Thank you. All right. So we're just going to use this. We're going to scale this. Let me see. Let me just get a center. Center and center, please. Okay. Yo, what's going on, Brad? What's poppin', man? We are trying to figure out how to build this in Editor X, my dog. So we're just trying to figure out like the sizing of things, and we're playing it out. So how's your day, man? What do you got going on? I'm sure busy as always, but what's poppin', my friend? We are doing a 1x2. I think that will be that should fit. And we're just gonna pop these things over to make sure that they hug, yes, to the top. And we're gonna put this just in the bottom here for now, and make it hug to the right and to the bottom. Okay. And we're gonna just pop this in the top here. We'll do like the math and stuff a little bit later. Let me see. Alana, are you making pizza again? You gotta make some for us. No, but last time you were talking about pizza, I was like, dang. Because I've just been having some really, really tough times with my stomach. It's just been very difficult to like actually eat what I want. So I'm just low-key jealous. But, oh word, what are you doing on what part of the challenge are you doing? Or not what part, but who's the music artist you are going to be? Dude, you know what we should do? I don't know. Why don't we just live stream? Like, honestly, what we should do is like do a side by side. I'm just literally just brain farting out loud. We totally don't have to because we're doing totally different things. But it would be super cool to have. Can I type, please? God dang. Ocean. To like just chat and like work on things simultaneously. I think that would be really cool. All right, so we got ocean eyes. All right, and then I'm just gonna go back up here because it makes more sense. All right, we're gonna push this. I low-key want to kind of make this a little bit smaller because this is, I think that would make more sense. So we got 60, and we're gonna do 60. We're also gonna set these puppies to make sure that they are max content for the height because, yeah, I just don't want to keep messing with the heights of them. I just want the size to dictate what's happening here. The size of the text, rather. Now for this, let me see. I honestly could just like pull this in, but let me see what this looks like. So the S is a little bit out like this. So maybe we will do, I guess we can do a width of 53, but honestly, I probably, for now, I'm just gonna set this to pixels. Wait, hold on. You got 15 minutes? What do you, hold on, recap. What does that mean? Because you were talking about 15 minutes to jump on here real quick. I was like, I don't know. I'd like, it takes a while to pull you in and stuff. Like that would be that, like we would have to do it in the beginning so that, what's we call it? So that the whole stream doesn't mess up. That takes a little, what's we call it? It takes a little, ingenuity, especially on my end, and making sure your audio and stuff comes through. So if we want to do that for, what's we call it, another session, or even if you want to do like a live stream of your version, I don't know. Oh no, I would love you on the screen, but if we did that right now, like I would have to pause the stream, I would have to pull you up, and then we'd have to like the whole 15-minute shebang. So it'd be very difficult. But yes, in the future, we should totally do that. That would be awesome. But let me see. Yeah, I wish, see, it's like, out of all the times that I have done like live stream stuff, I just wish getting somebody pulled in was super easy. Like I even have a setup where like it shouldn't be that difficult, but troubleshooting it, making sure the audio comes through, and like the whole Zoom thing, it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So yeah, man, we all know how live streaming is. I wish it was definitely like an easier thing. I think these white, I think we need to like calm down the opacity of these white lines. But who's the artist of the webpage you're doing, man? And by the way, guys, if you are not familiar with Brad, you should be. But he is also among many other EditorX creatives or creators, making tutorials, having their own community. So Brad, if you want to plug your CreativeX community, totally do that in the chat, guys. He focuses on, if you've seen our interview probably on our YouTube channel here, but yeah, he is definitely focused a lot more so. It has a lot of knowledge that I don't in terms of courses, freelancing. So if you guys want a little bit more in-depth conversation on those things, you guys know that I literally weigh heavily or lean heavily on a lot of the other people in my community when it comes to web design, things like that, because I have been almost a pseudo video editor, content creator for so long in the education space that is my shtick. And like freelancing, that's not my thing. Web design, I've dropped that 3 years ago. I'm more so a teacher. So if you guys want to pick that up, definitely join Bing Crosby. Bing Cosby sounds legit. Who is that? Hold on, let me look at that. Let me see. Bring Cosby. Oh, I literally thought it was like a play on Bill Cosby. That will be interesting, man. I thought it was gonna be like some SoundCloud rapper. Not that SoundCloud rappers are like there's something wrong with it, but I was like, yo, that's a rapper name right there. Yo, what's going on? I'm not sure if your name is Not Solana, but we'll rock with it. Please correct me if I am wrong. But that sounds cool, man. I can't wait. Let me see. Who is this about? Does he do a lot of like Christmas music? I figured. I was like, my man's everything. I'll bring you home for Christmas, White Christmas, Winter Wonderland. Oh, is this the cuz you made recently what's we call it? And you guys know I'm off topic right here, but this is how we do. This is how we do, okay? I think Brad recently just did like a Christmas website. Where's the Christmas website at, Brad? Here we go. The soundboard. Oh, but this is literally you though. I thought maybe you had used it. What's we call it? I thought maybe you had used his voice for some of the soundboards. But I was really curious. Did you use so this particle effect, was it? I was looking for some pure CSS particle effects. Is that how you kind of used it? Out of curiosity. Yeah, because this is really cool. All right, let me get back on track a little bit, a tiny bit. You know, part of this is just chatting though, guys. That's how I roll. All right, so I think also why this works so well and isn't jarring is because of how light the background is. This here, it's like the white pops out and is literally slapping me in my face. So I think we were gonna have to do a little bit of a color change for some of this stuff. And let me see. I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste. I'm gonna just set this to be a C. Nope. I wonder if. Let me just screenshot this, download it. Oh, sweet. Yeah, definitely share the link, man. Oh, not so Luna, like the moon in Latin, but it's okay for you. Oh, Luna. Got you. For some reason, I thought it was like a play on crypto, like not Solana, but Luna. Got you. Pleasure to meet you. How did you find the channel, by the way? Did you come through Discord, or did you randomly find my mouth moving on YouTube and you were like, huh, this guy isn't that weird. Let me go ahead and what's it called? I'm gonna, see what this guy's all about. So let's see. Okay, I had a question, didn't know where you were here online, so I'm gonna ask here, how much should I try to make high fidelities into a prototype? Got you. So if I'm gonna try to spit back the question at you, and then I'll try to answer my best. So your question to me, in my understanding, is how much should I refine a prototype to be high fidelity? Is that the question? Oh, snap, from Creative X Crew. You're from the Hussy crew. Very nice. Well, welcome. What's we call it? So here's the thing. It really, if I get your question correctly, it really depends on who your client is, right? So there's many situations in which, and what I mean by that is it depends on who you're working with and how you can best work with them. So for example, I've worked with plenty of clients where they work well with you showing them the wireframes. Then once they agree with the wireframes, then you move into like a higher fidelity version of that, and they literally want to see like every animation, every loading animation, every movement that will be on the real site in the prototype, so that the prototype that you give them and showcase to them will literally be one-to-one with what you have designed or created on the website with your developers. Oh, wait, hold on. So are you talking about the challenge in terms of your question, or are you just talking about in generals? Because I will totally just be like, hey, for the challenge, just make what you want, have fun with it. But for like real world situations, it's really depending on you use your tools to work with who you are working with in the best way possible. So there's some people where you like they'll the other end of the spectrum, right? Where there's the one client where they need to literally sign off on everything. They want to see the wireframes. They want to see the high fidelity prototypes, like literally almost as if it were with the website. As if it were the website itself. And they want to see everything move, everything like as if we're at the website itself, so that when they say yes, they know exactly what they're getting on the website that they're getting. Where there's other clients, maybe they've worked with you a little bit longer, and so they are more trusting of you. So where they see the wireframes, and maybe they'll see some, some placements of images, things like that. They'll be like, okay, sounds great. Just, finish it up as usual. And basically you just go ahead and put everything and design everything in the website itself. So again, it's the type, hopefully that is the question, the answer to your question. It depends on what your client's expectations, needs, and wants are. That dictates how high fidelity your wireframes or your prototypes should be. So hopefully that's the answer. In terms of the question, the challenge, but in general, I am learning to code literally now, so I am a tortoise. We're all tortoise speed here. Thank God you found us. Okay, guys, for the challenge. So the challenge is really free and open. We like to do it this way because it's easier for everybody to enter. So what the challenge includes is basically, honestly, if you just want to design, you can just design an artboard and submit it in our community Discord. Or you can take another step and be like, okay, great. Like, I actually just want to try my hand at Editor X, or maybe you are a little bit more experience in Editor X and you want to do something profound. Like, there's levels to this. So for example, let me actually just showcase last month's whatchamacallit. So let me share my screen so that you guys aren't just looking at my face. All right, so last month we had some challenge submissions where they literally were just MP4s, right? So they sent in screenshots, and again, this is for people, we want people who are just, like you said, new, right? If you're already very familiar with graphic design and or UI UX, like, use what you're familiar with, and just this whole challenge is just for you to practice and better your skill set. And that can come in many forms. You literally can just submit an artboard, you can submit a prototype video, you can submit the prototype itself, or you can submit a Editor X URL. So for example, like I said, this was a screenshot of somebody's design that they put together, Koalas, and she also gave us a MP4 of what the prototype would do. So you can do something very simple, something medium complexity, or you can just like go all out. So the sky is the limit, or really what you want to. I hope that answers your question. Let me know if it does or does not. All right, so let me see. I'm gonna plot this right over here with our artist. Now, I wonder, I probably will add another row here to just make sure that all this stuff lines up. We have the ocean eye. Doja Cat just wants to keep popping up here. I'm gonna move all this stuff to the end. All right, artist. I wonder what the actual text for that is. We have lyrics. I seriously think I'm gonna push this over to the side here. Boom. Plop this right here. All right, sweet. So Luna, what are you thinking about doing for your challenge? What artist? So so far we have Billie Eilish. So far we have the Christmas dude from Brad. Apparently, Brad must really love Christmas, because he has the, actually, if he's still here, I'm really curious what the Christmas plans are, my man. So we have lyrics down here. I'm going to Control D to duplicate. I'm going to pop this here, and I think these are our lyrics. lyrics, and let's see, album Ocean Eyes. Just Control D, pop this over here. Ocean Eyes. So what are the Familia plans for Christmas, man? And I'm gonna also set this to a max content width. Ocean Eyes. Maybe we can place this. Maybe it's weird to put under her eyes. We'll see. We'll play around with it, guys. But the thing is, though, too, I just wish it was lighter. And maybe we'll mess around with the background image in Photoshop just to make it a little bit lighter. But we'll see. So album, we're gonna Control D, place this up top. And we'll place this over here. Looks like there's a little extra space. Ah, that's not the extra space. Okay. Brad is saying, my studio has green and red Christmas lights. We're going to record playing, trees are up, snow's down. Oh, snap. Wait, hold on. Where do you live again, Brad? We don't get a lot of snow over here. Aziz, what's happening, my dude? How are you today? What is happening in the world of Aziz? Alright, and I think honestly, how do I want to do this? You know what? I'm gonna be extra and I'm gonna make this. How many squares is this? 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. Alright, instead of doing it the easy way, we're gonna do something a little quick add. We're gonna do a shape. Vanshika, what's happening? Hey Brandon, I have a question. I have myriad of ideas in my mind, but sometimes I can't find content to implement those ideas. What do you got, Vanshika? What's happening? How can I help you? Alberta, Canada. Oh, so you, no wonder y'all are just ready to dance in that snow. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, because I was about to say, I was like, we get the snow basically is trash out here. It doesn't like us at all. It's just like we don't care about Maryland. There is no cool. You know what? This is what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna cry if Figma doesn't do this. Maybe Brad, you can help your brother out. But let's see. So fill, where we got this? We're gonna do a stroke here, please. Thank you. Kill that. I'm gonna make it white, and we're actually gonna pull this over to real size thing over here. Okay. So we're gonna try to make this about the real size of this. We're just gonna set this to 150. Okay. And honestly, I'm just gonna export that as not a PNG, SV. Perfect. All right. I was gonna cry if you couldn't do that. I'm gonna be like, "Non desu ka?" All right. All right. Let's see. All right, Luna. I'm planning on a local artist. His website has some basic needs as far as I researched. Artist page in general, so I'm gonna throw my recommendations for better year. That is what's up. See, that's what's really cool. Like, honestly, my favorite music artist is Chris Brown. Love him or hate him, I love his music, guys. Like, and his artistic style is just like, I gotta give it to him. But yeah, like these challenges, like they are great moments for like if you, especially if, like you're saying, you're going to use this challenge to do a real world project and possibly even pitch them on potentially using you to do a recreation of their site. So I love that, Luna. Love that for you, and I can't wait to see what you're able to do with that and what comes of it. But very smart. I hope to see other people do that as well. And out of curiosity, Luna, how long have you been designing? His website is basically a PDF, but I love the artist regardless. Hey, listen, it's so weird. Like, we were talking about this in the beginning. Like, we looked at Billie Eilish's her website. I don't know what her net worth is, right? Let's go to Billie Eilish's website. And let's all try not to cry together, okay? I have tissues. Let's go to her website. Her website literally looks exactly like PDF, right? So where is it? You guys like that sound effect? Brad, you gotta add that. You gotta add that to your sound. You just gotta add that to your soundboard. Just like one at the bottom that says confusion, and it's just me like, hey, what did I just click? Okay, so this is her website. This looks nothing like this is truly like it's just video after video. It's got a brown background, tour dates. Like, all of us can do better than this. So yes. Highly recommend, practicing. There's a lot of opportunity in the music space. Okay. My focusing ability today is not on it, though. All right, let's go back to our media, and I'm going to upload. What am I uploading? Downloads. Rectangle. Yep. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Brad, are you talking about the Billie Eilish one or the one Luna is talking about? And yeah, Doc, we have to do. You know what? Maybe I should just make my own awkward soundboard thing, and like at the bottom be like inspired by Brad Hussey's Christmas. I think that's what needs to happen. I agree personally. All right, man. Enjoy lunch. I'll see you later. All right. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna play really quick. So I'm gonna duplicate these boxes and I'm gonna rotate them about like a couple percentages each. So we're gonna go to not anchor. We're gonna go to adjust and we're gonna go to rotate here. Maybe like 25 degrees. All right. Duplicate. Lunas, there's so much wrong with everybody's tours. I agree with you. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing out here in the music industry, but listen, that just means more money for us to capitalize on. All right, so we've got 45 degrees, and I'm gonna duplicate one more. I'm gonna set this to 0 so I can see what's happening. I'm gonna pull this to the center again. And I'm gonna do like -25. All right, that kind of looks busted. How many do we have here? So we have 1, 2, 3, I think, or 4. All right, so there's basically a 45 degree one, and then there's 2 in the center. So, all right, that's about right. So we have, maybe I have too much. All right, hold on, let me look again. So that's the 45 degree one, and then we have the regular one, and then we have 2 there. So this is 45 degree, then we have this. All right, so let's go ahead and do, maybe we do -30. And then for this, let's go ahead and do -35, -40, no, -20, -15. All right, I think that's about right. What do you think, guys? I think that's about right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all these vectors, I'm gonna place in container, so now I can actually move this as one. Blasphemy. Okay, here we go. Before I do that, let me Control Z, all of this, select all, please place in container. It should have placed all of them in the container, and it has not. So I'm just gonna have to Control X those two, paste them in. There we go. And I'm going to select all these and just align them centrally-ish. Kind of like that. Now, I want to make sure that there's no odd margin. Make sure that this is top align. So where's the container at? The container is here. And it looks like, yeah, I'm gonna pull all the margin and stuff out of this. Okay. I think that works. I think there's one missing. So there's 1, 2, 3. Where's the fourth one? Oh. 45-degree rotate, please. Interesting. Let's see. Luna is saying, I'm a UX designer. I've been a UX designer for years. I'm fairly new into UI and web design. I guess I'm aiming to be a UX unicorn, but I aim high, they said. Wait, hold on. I'm aiming high. But hold on. Is that what's saying? I'm aiming high? There we go. Yeah. That looks good. Well, you know what? We should all be aiming high and doing as we please. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm glad you're pushing to be a UX unicorn. And I am. So where, if you don't mind me asking, what got you into UX? And I'm just gonna have to go through all these just to see, because I think there is something that's duplicated. All right, so these two are fine. Don't display. All right, now what's going on with this one? So I can't even don't display this one for whatever reason. So I'm gonna delete that. I'm gonna take this one, Control D. I'm gonna center it in the container. And now I'm gonna rotate this by 45 degrees. Perfect. Benchika says, recently I'm working on a Jam product web design, but I can't find good images for my web design. Can you suggest me where to find, or I'll have to make them myself? So in regards to images, like this was the battle, literally. We had in the beginning of this. So, and I put this in our Discord resources, and I'll give you guys the link here in the chat as well. So let me see, where are our resources? So we have, let's see, where are stunning images in stock photography. So there's a whole bunch. So let's see, let's take a peek at, I'm just gonna drop these all in the chat. All right, hopefully that comes out clean, Benchika. If it doesn't, I apologize deeply. But I would definitely check those out. Like, these are extremely helpful. I personally use Unsplash and Pexels. These other ones, a couple of our other community members, shared it with us. And, you know, I would say check them out. Now, the albums thing, this is kind of like way out here. And this text size is like super tiny, so maybe like 14. And they are not spaced, so I'm gonna go ahead and drop the spacing down to 0. But let me know if that helps out. If not, we'll definitely find some other things. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna pop this album in the center here. So album is now in our container, and we're just gonna put play now here. We're gonna make sure that's in the center. And all right, this C we still need to find. We're gonna push this. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this grid here. We're gonna pull this up just a little bit because these lyrics, what we're gonna do is we're going to place these. I'm gonna Control D and place them over here. Let's see. Let's see. I've been watching you. This boy is not going to be writing all that. Alright, so just gonna type this in. I'm gonna scale this to right about there. Give it a little bit more room. And I'm gonna pull out all of the maybe I'll leave the lines here. Oh, maybe I'll leave 3. And just add 3 dots. I cringe at useful websites and apps, so one day I just said I can do this. Oh wait, hold on. Oh, got you. That's how you got in. I totally got you. That's really cool. So what was the hold on, I think you actually told me you've been in UX for years. But that's really cool. It's kind of like the kind of the same thing for me, but also it was more so like I was an artist at first. And if you guys like, if you even really care to, if you type in my name in YouTube and then art afterwards, I used to have I'm gonna push this up just a little bit more as well. Section. Maybe. Yeah, here are the lyrics for this. We're gonna leave that there. Maybe we'll pull this a little bit closer. I don't know. We'll play around with it. Ocean eyes. I kind of still want this around here. It still works out. We still need to work on our menu over here, but this is looking a lot better though. I'm a little bit happier with this. This though, let's go ahead and grab this container. I'm gonna have to pull this. Maybe we'll put this over here where there's like actual space. Can we play that? Just messing around with where this stuff should go. All right, let's see. All right, now let's start working on this navigation because I've really been trying to avoid it. So I am going to, let's actually take a look at our menus real quick because I don't think we're going to be able to just pull in a menu, sadly. Well, it's not really sadly. It's not too difficult to do either. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to have a navigation, or excuse me, a container. So let me go to my section. I'm going to click these 3 dots. I'm going to quick add a container. And I'm going to squeeze this puppy right up in here. Oh, that's what I meant to ask you before I got sidetracked, Luna. Who told you that you were aiming too high? Like, it's a natural progression for UX designers to want to do UI because you're working with them anyway. And then you're like, oh, well, you know, typically, especially depending on where you're working, you have a better solution than what goes into production. Or the people that you're doing the actual visualization of your actual research, you know, we might have better ideas as to, you know, how that might look. So I think what you're doing is awesome, and I can't wait to see, 1, your submission for the challenge, and 2, just like, you know, just seeing the growth and what you bring to the table as you expand your skill sets. That's just natural. It's kind of just like how I'm trying to learn, not necessarily code, but I'm trying to learn how to utilize AI, right? Because there's a lot of like use cases with GPT-3, with blog posts, AI writing that I can utilize to help my content reach more people through using, because I'm not the best writer and it takes me a long time to write. So just understanding these tools, how to best utilize them, how they best work, to bring people better experiences, better education. Like, and for anybody who's just like, oh, your bar is too high, like, okay, the bar is too high for you. You're just tired. You know what I mean? Those are just tired people. Okay. So what I have done here is I'm actually going to put a little bit of a background on here so I can actually see what's, I'm just gonna, there we go. We have 1, 2, it's hard to see. All right, this is what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna quickly right click, quick add. I'm gonna put a paragraph in here, and I'm just going to call this music events. All right. I'm trying to edit this. Music. All right, I'm gonna set this to max content for the width. And I'm gonna rotate this for negative, I think negative 45? Not 45, negative 90 degrees. There you go. All right, and we're gonna switch this to, we'll leave it white. So I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna just place it into each one of these. So we have events. I swear. Edit text, please. I just want to type. I don't want this to come up. All right, let me pull it out here again. Events. All right, so we got that. Control D. Luna says, I live in Turkey. It's policy in here, like, do your best so we dig into different areas in our jobs. Thus the unicorn. But I like seeing people being that and achieving good things. Yeah, I think, like, you know, I feel like it's just expected nowadays too to, not just expected, but it's easier to be a unicorn nowadays. You know, educational is a little bit easier. Everything we can kind of learn online. I'm going to duplicate this again. So we have music, videos, events, and then we have shop. So we'll just call this shop. Exactly. That's why Luna is saying that's why I kind of want to learn and deliver good products at the end, hopefully to be more useful to clients. That's it at the end of the day, honestly. Like, because you're gaining these new skill sets, you're going to be more valuable in the marketplace than those who are deciding not to learn, you know? And as AI and other things start to like creep in, or just, you know, as people are being less competitive, you're going to be able to overshadow them, which is you know, more awesome for you. Now, so what other things are you interested in out of you know, as well? So is your mind gung ho on UI and web design at the moment, or is there other things that you're looking at that are really interesting? And this goes for everybody who's watching here too. Like, one of the things that actually, let me show you guys this. I know this is totally ADD, but I think it was called Adept AI. Yes. So I will give you guys this. I'm not going to tell you too much, but I'll put it in the chat if you guys are interested for the wait list. But what this does is it basically is AI for the internet. And what I mean by that is it basically is this little taskbar, or it's this little this little taskbar that just like hangs out in your web browser window. And what you can tell it to do is this, like, find me a house in Houston that works for family of 4. My budget is $600K. You literally prompted that, and you just hit go, and it goes and it does a task for you. So that's a Redfin example. This is another one where it says, like, add Max, like someone on their team as at Adept as a new lead in the back end of the system. So basically it goes in, puts in Max Neon or Nye's name, adds him as an adept into the backend, log a call with James Veal saying that he's thinking about buying 100 widgets. It's super crazy. It's AI that it's like almost like a virtual assistant, but you're prompting it either with text or you can actually talk to it. Super cool. Anyways, if you guys want to check that out, definitely found it out via the My First Million podcast. Very cool things. Let me see. All right, where was I? So just making all these 14 pixels text. Okay. And I also want these to be a little bit closer. So I'm going to set all of these columns to max content. Max content, max content. And I'm going to leave that last one. So. Oh, max, we'll just set that to auto. Does that fix it? No, it does not. All right, let's see. Okay, cool. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to make sure I'm grabbing. So this is music. I'm going to place this just in there. Okay. Oh, I know what it's doing. Got you. So when I did max content, basically it's not seeing the text as vertical. It's seeing it as horizontal still, even though it's rotated. So that's why it has these small slivers. So what I'm going to have to do here is instead of max content, I'm actually going to have to set a pixel width. Maybe we'll do 100 for right now. See what that looks like. Oh, whoops. Let's do 100 pixels. Alright, we'll just work with 100 pixels for now. That kind of sucks. I wonder if I'm sure auto would do the same thing. So we're just going to go through all these 100 pixels, 100 pixels, 100 pixels, and 100. All right. Okay, that works. And then this space down here is perfect. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we are going to set this to, well, we'll just set it to 1 FR. And for some reason I can't do that. Let's just set it to auto, see what it does. It should just give it the space. Okay. All right, so that works. I'm gonna pull out the background now. For some reason, I'm gonna set this to auto as well. Actually, let's do the fraction. 1, perfect. All right, we're gonna go in here now. We're gonna pull off the background, so we don't need that anymore. All right, so we have music, events, video, shop, and we're gonna get our social media down here. All the learning front-end development gonna be watching your videos, watching all of your videos soon. I love it. Well, yeah, front-end stuff, more than happy to help. And also just like in, Brad's community where you guys are talking about EditorX and things, like we have people who are like pure EditorX fanatics where they're helping each other. Like that's what our Discord is mainly for, our community, where people are helping on the code side of things and the front end side of things, tutorials like, and we also, just like Brad, we have the EditorX team in there who are, helping with some of the things that you're working through. But a lot, like our channel is mostly related on or relevant to front end design and building things. So if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place. Let me see. So I'm going to, I wish I had like all capsed this. So I'm going to copy Oh, did I cut that? Control, oops. Ugh. Copy. I'm gonna do an all caps converter. Alright, cool. So now I'm gonna go back here and just paste this stuff in. It's now just all caps. I'm gonna give it a little bit more space so it can breathe. Perfect. Do a quick time check. All right. And so now we're gonna go ahead and just add our socials. So embed in social. Let's go to social bar, and these are horizontal. I wonder if we can get them to be vertical. If not, we can just upload the media. Because what we're probably going to do, let's go ahead and go in here. Let's go to social. Let's go to plugins. Oh, that's social media sizes. Social media. All right, let's try this. Let's do Insta. Lame. All right, let's go ahead and try something else. Let's just try this. Instagram. All right, there we go. Boom. Let's do Facebook. Swear I can't spell. All right, boom. Oops. Duplicate that. All right, what else do we have here? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So I'm going to grab all these. I'm going to export them as SVGs. I'm just going to, we want them to be white. So let's go ahead and oh, these aren't even SVG. They're literally PNGs. All right, so I think what we're gonna do, I remember that there was some plugin that was like, it wasn't Photoshop, but it was Photopea. Let me see, can I just like invert the color? Alright, save that. Can I close that? Perfect. Alright, same thing. Alright, gonna lock the transparency. Save that. Ugh. Alright, one last one. Twitter. Photopea. Run. Lock transparency. Whoops. There we go. Save that. Close that. Alright, so now I'm going to export these as PNGs because sadly they are not SVGs. Save them. I'm going to pop back to our piece here. We're going to close this. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to add another container inside of this container here. So I'm going to quick add. This is going to be our social container here. I'm going to just place it right in here. I'm going to expand it. I'm going to do a grid of a 1x3. And we are going to go ahead and add our images. Change image. I'm going to upload from our computer, our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Oh, no. All right, so I'm gonna do Instagram first. I'm gonna reset that image size. We're gonna place it in the first part of our grid cell, like that. I'm just gonna duplicate it. Duplicate. There we go. And I am just going to change. So we have Instagram, Facebook, and the next one we will have Twitter. Perfect. Now for our container here, I'm going to add some padding to the top and bottom. I actually think I'm going to turn off the stretch, and instead of that, I'm just going to set the width to 100 and the height to 100%. Minimum height, we're going to set that to none, and we are going to go to our padding, and we're going to have 50 padding from the top and 50 padding from the bottom. Okay, let's take a look. And I'm going to center this content within its sections, and I'm going to turn the background of this container, background color of that container off. Now from here, we do need to recognize that these are super small. So I too am gonna also make mine super small. So let's go ahead and do like 15%. 15%. And that might be a little too small. And 15%. Yeah, maybe we'll do 20. Yeah, 20 looks a little bit better. All right. Okay, so this is looking all right. So what we're going to do now, I'm not sure how I feel about this album thing though. It's kind of like, so we have released 2016 genre. So let me Control D that. Released 2016. 16. Genre alternative indie. And I think this is simple enough to just keep in the same thing. Genre alternative / indie. But I'm curious, is anybody else in the chat right now? Well, there are people in the chat right now, but is anybody in the chat right now going to? Is there anybody else who is going to do the challenge? Do you guys have any questions about it? Any questions about Editor X? Let's see. I'm gonna put the album up there. Let's see if I can. This is definitely giving like Brutalist vibes. Maybe I can just... I know this is not even like legible, but let me see. All right, this is looking a little too heavy. I like what's going on here. I am going to tone this down a little bit. So I'm going to set this to maybe about 14. And I think these are spaced using enters. So I think it will be safe to set this to max content rather than a percentage. Okay. Let's see. Luna is saying a question: how to use grids at first for less traditional sites like this? How to choose the best grid at the beginning? That's a really good question. And so I'll answer. I will give you a resource that explains, like, that actually goes through a project that will be super beneficial for you, because it's like the basics of whatchamacallit. It is the basics of grids. So I highly recommend you check this piece out. So basically, grids are, the way to explain this is, our grids are your friend in terms of they are super flexible, and they are there for you to kind of create the site you want. So it's purely just for organization. Like, for example, on most sites that I have done, especially basic ones, like, you don't need to have complex grids. Grids are basically helping you organize your site, especially when it comes to responsivity. And like, I really recommend that you watch that 30-minute clip that I sent, because it goes over everything that I would tell you right now in that video. So and I would also recommend you watch this as well, because this episode talks about grids, but then this episode talks about, like, how to actually utilize grids in a responsive manner. So these two, highly recommend. They're both about grids, and they kind of go into, the second video goes a little bit more into responsive thinking for grids. So I will also post that here as well. But literally everything I would tell you now are in those videos, and are explained step by step with the process. So hopefully you're cool to kind of sit through that. But grids are basically, they're literally just there to help you create the site that you want. So I choose, okay, actually, let me just show you. So what I did in here, because you came a little bit late, right? So this is how I set up and decided the grids for this, right? So I basically was like, okay, well, I'm basically recreating this. So what kind of grids would we need? So I was like, all right, well, we have a navigation over here to the right. So it would probably, and these red lines are basically dictating and how I'm thinking about grids. I'm like, okay, so this will probably be a row. It looks like content is, flowing through here like this. So I'll probably need, and there's a line here too, so I'll probably need another column here. So we'll probably be dealing with a 1, 2, 3 column grid. And then I started looking at this other stuff and how it was organized. I was like, okay, so we have some content here, we have some content here, and we have some content in this bottom portion. So we're probably looking at a 3 row by 3 column site. So that's kind of how I broke it up. And that's exactly the setup that I did for the site here. For the initial, if we take a look at my initial section, we have 3 by 3. Okay. So I hope that answers shortly, but also in the videos that I sent, like, it also dives a little bit into how, if you're new to grids, how to think about them at a fundamental level. But if you're a little bit more advanced than that, then that's kind of how I break it down. I just look at how I can dissect and place things for my site. Okay, so I think there's a couple things that I want to do. So we have these text things here, but they need to be links. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add buttons. So we're gonna add a button, and I'm just gonna throw these each into this container here, and I'm gonna set them to be 100%. Minimum height 100%. So what this will do is it'll basically create a rectangle or a square that fits within this part of our container here. Now the thing is I don't want any text, so I'm gonna go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to turn the background color to 0. So now we just see the music. And if I preview this, right, I still need to work on the hover of the button, right? But now this becomes a link, and we don't want this blue here. Now what I could do is I could set the hover, right? If I go here, I could set this to a nice black, and maybe I want like a 10% opacity here. So if I preview this, there's a little bit of a black overlay square when I hover over top. Maybe I could do that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just duplicate this, Control D, and I'm going to put this into the second row. Make sure that it's centered horizontally and vertically. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to push this into the third grid cell. Make sure it's centered horizontally and vertically. Duplicate again. I'm going to push this into the fourth cell. Horizontal, vertical align. I think this needs to be in the fourth cell. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go to preview. Now we should have a little bit of a hover effect for each one of these items, and we can actually set these to be pages. So I'm going to go ahead and go to pages here, and I'm going to set a, just for now, I'm going to set this to a music page. It's not going to have anything on them. I'm going to set this to a videos page. We're going to set this to, what other pages we got? We have music, events, videos, events, videos. Oh wait, I think it was shop. All right. So now I'm going to go back to home. And I'm going to set these all to different pages. So I'm going to link this button to a page. We're going to set it to music. And that should be perfect. We're going to set this events page to go to the events page. Videos. We're going to set it to go to videos. Done. Let's make sure that this got saved. It did not. So we're going to set this to events. Done. Music. Make sure you hit the done so it actually saves. And then shop, we're going to set to shop, hit done. All right, now in these, we're going to have to kind of do the same thing. So I'm going to duplicate, Control D. I'm going to push this into, I'm going to attach it to these other containers. I'm going to push it in the top one. This will be the Instagram one here. We can change the link. Honestly, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to set it to a web address. I'm going to just go to instagram.com. Control D. I'm going to push this into the second grid row here. I'm going to make sure I center and vertically align. Reason being is because if you see it move awkwardly, it's because this button we have created to be 100% width, 100% height. So for it to actually meld to the grid cell I'm moving it into, one, I need to actually put it in the grid cell, but I also need to make sure that I center it horizontally and vertically so it knows exactly which grid cell it's in. It's in grid cell 2, and it's 100% of the width and the height of this grid cell. And if that doesn't make any sense, let me know in the chat and I'll go a little bit deeper. So Control D here, place it in here and take a look. So it's now, it understands, right? So it understands that it's in the third grid cell. But if I do two of these, right? Take a look. It's now trying to take up the height of both of these grid cells. So I want to make sure it's in the third. And now it's kind of outside here. It's not where it needs to be. So I'm going to center it both horizontally and vertically so it's in the proper space. I'm going to change the link to twitter.com. I'm going to do, okay, new window, good. Facebook, we're just going to do facebook.com. Done. Okay. All right. Shoo! All right, the last thing I kind of want to do, and it's going to be, I think it's going to be cool. We'll see. I low-key want to do a little bit of a hover effect. So container, I want to do an interaction effect, or yeah, trigger. I'm gonna add a hover. And we are going to do, yes, self-container, apply an effect, and we want to make a custom effect. We're gonna call it hover move squares. So now I'm gonna design what the interaction looks like. So I'm gonna open up my layers panel, and I have everything in here that I can play with. So I'm going to select. So this is my regular square. This is, I think, our -15 degrees rectangle. This is our -30 degree rectangle, just naming them so I can figure out what's going on. And this is our 45 degree. So what I want to happen is maybe I can just set all of these to be, so this is the initial state. I want everything to maybe move back to 0. And let's go ahead and hit done. Let's go to preview real quick. So that's kind of the effect that we're rocking with. Although, what I want to do is, I'm gonna go back to our thing here, our 45 degree angle. And what I want to do is I'm actually going to set this to not just 45 degree, I'm going to do -45. It will look the same, but the animation of the hover will be different. So they all go in unison together versus where the other one, they kind of were like converging. So this is what I'm looking for now. So they're all going one way. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to place, again, another button in here that will trigger a light box. So I'm going to take one of these buttons that we made. I'm going to Control D. I'm going to pull it into this container here. I'm going to center align, vertical align. Width will be 100%. Now I do not want the hover of the 10% background opacity. So now if I preview this, it now becomes a button, and it will probably, I think this one was the shop one, but if I play now, what I'm going to do instead is I am going to set this button to be, I'm going to go to the link, I'm going to select Lightbox, and I can create one right now. So I'm going to go to, if I remember, I always like low-key forget where the light boxes are. I know it's always staring at me in the face. All right, let's go to compositions real quick. Let's go to, hey, what's going on, Nap? Does EditRx have capability of doing animations on scroll? Yes, it does. And it depends. Let's do, where should I take us? Let's see. And it depends on what type of animations you're talking about. So some of them, regardless, all scroll animations are possible in EditRx. It's now, the question is, what kind of animations do you want on scroll? So, for example, there are animations, for example, when you scroll, things come in, right? It's very simple. It basically just is trying to figure out, hey, at this pixel width, or this at this height within the site, please start animating these effects. Or when this area of the website comes into view, please start playing these animations. That's the simplified version. Now, if you're talking about, which is really easy, you literally can set those animations up with clicks of a button. If that's what you're talking about, I can show you or send you a link. Now, other things where it's just like, let me see if I can think of an example. Let's take S3. I'm not sure if they have their new site up just yet. Yeah, I don't think they have their new site up. But let's do. Here we go. If you're talking more so about like as you scroll certain things, I'm not sure this is a good example either. If you can send me an example of what you're trying to achieve, I can basically tell you what's involved. But every animation that you are kind of seeing here is 100% possible within Editor X as well. And this is something that was built on Webflow. So in all, yes, scroll animations are possible in Editor X. It just depends on the complexity, whether you're going to have to use Velo or literally just click 2 buttons and start to get scrolling animations. In the layout tools. Vanshika, what about the layout tools? And I'm going to close some of these things real quick. Close this, close this. All right. But if you want to send something in the chat, I'm more than happy to basically be like, this is what will be involved. And so for this stuff, I'm just going to select both. I'm going to place in container. I am going to do a 2x1. I'm going to place our lyrics on the right side. I'm going to place our other lyrics. I'm going to set this to max content on the left side. Now for this, I'm going to set the left column. Instead of 1FR, I'm going to set this to max content because I want it to be the exact same size as the width of the lyrics. And I'm going to do the same exact thing to this size or this width over here on the right side. So max content. And I need to clear out the width here. I'm going to set that to max content. Now to give these two things space, if I even want to, what I'll use is the gap here to add a little bit space. I can add 10 pixels or whatnot. Oh, you're helping me out with the light box. Thank you, Vanshika. And Naps, yes, those kind of animate on scroll. Exactly. So those are the ones that I just showed. You'll be able to do those in Editor X. And they are done by, let me see if I can open up the, so those are really easy. Let me just open this up. So basically when you're designing, right, you can click any object, go to animate, and literally tell it how with these, with these presets, showcase how you want it to animate, or you can create your own customized animation, or use the presets. And basically when you customize, you can tell it where to come from, top, right, bottom, left, the duration, the delay. Do you only want it to animate for the first time? And so what the delay is, basically when you scroll and you are in a section, when you finally get to the part of the website when something is supposed to show up, you're basically telling it, hey, once you reach this point, how many seconds after you've reached a certain point do you want to wait before the animation plays? And this obviously just showcases how long you want the animation to play out. So I hopefully that was helpful. And if not, come into the Discord on tomorrow. Actually, we are going to be doing it's our design and chat day. It's when we join in the Discord at 1 p.m. EST all the way to 5 p.m. EST to really just help you guys with Editor X design, front end. The questions that you guys are having here, we literally have 5 hours for people, because people pop in and out. You can get your question answered and leave, but a lot of people come for to get their question answered. So basically, all in all, if you guys are interested in that, there is this channel called Design and Chat, and it is the event. If I go to our events here, it is tomorrow, Design and Chat, where we talk about everything EditorX, design, business, and really just help you guys answer your questions related to really what you guys are struggling on, and show you guys live how to overcome the things, or even to answer your guys' questions. So would do that right now, but I'm also trying to finish this website so it doesn't take super long. Because we are now, I think, 2 hours in. Yeah, which is fine, but let's see. I want to finish this puppy up. All right, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna see where these are. All right, I think I might place these in containers as well. I don't like using stacks because stacks get wonky, so I'm gonna place these in a container. I'm going to place this, and I'm going to right align this. Okay. And this should be left and top align. Perfect. This should be, all right, great. Okay. I'm going to also place these in a container together. And why I don't like using stacks is it gets really wonky when it comes to responsiveness. It starts to get really out of control. So I like using containers, making sure that things are separate, etc. So okay, so we're good here. I think desktop is looking fine. I think what we want to do now, this is a little bit difficult to read, so maybe what we'll do is we will, let me see, I'm gonna grab a rectangle here real quick. Place it in our desktop piece here. Make sure that it is 1920, or what was this? I think this is like 1440, so we'll do 1440. We'll center that, and we're going to make a gradient out of this. So we're going to do, instead of solid, we're going to go to linear. And we're going to set this to be, whoopsies, I'm going to flip this. We're going to set them both to black. All right, and I'm going to export this. I wonder if I can export this as an SVG. I highly doubt it, but maybe. We'll do both. We'll try. So SVG, and we'll also do PNG. Oh, what's going on, Ty here? What's happening, dude? So I'm gonna call this gradient. How's your day going? And anytime, Nat. Keep asking the good questions. Oh, what's my call? Yeah, so I will grab the, if the link's not in the description, you can join here, my friend. Let's see. Yeah, but Tahir, what's going on? How was the day going? What are you up to? And it is late on your end. Alright, so I'm also going to set this to a 1x2 to separate. Obviously, this will be at the bottom. Perfect. And this will be at the top. And I'm going to set both of these heights. And why I'm doing all this, guys, is because I'm probably over gridding this, but because I don't want there to be any like mistakes. I'd rather be like over constrictive on how things are moving in the site than it being like causing a lot of problems for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is we're just going to go to tablet. This is going to be super ugly, okay? So what I'm going to do here first is I am going to move a couple things around. So first off, this artist piece, I want to set this to max content instead of percentage. Reason being is I want it to stay its own size. With the text, I think we can keep it that size here. Maybe we'll calm down the, whatchamacallit? We will calm down these. So let's see, we're gonna take this text down to 25. 25. And what I want this to do is, instead of 1 FR, I'm gonna set this to a particular pixel size. So, and again, I can always just drag this by like this. There we go. Now this container, we have 1 FR width. I'm gonna set this maybe to max content. There we go. So we have our text included here. So we have open eyes, we have lyrics. I am going to, let's see, we have minimum height. We don't want that. We're gonna set that to none. I'm doing good, Ty, here, man. I'm excited to actually like try some of this stuff. So I'm excited to kind of bring these things to life. Now, the text, I know like 12 pixels is not like legible whatsoever, but I kind of want to try this. Now this piece, let's see. What if we set this to none? Minimum width, height, auto. What if I set this to auto? I think that's gonna collapse everything, which I'm surprised it hasn't. There we go. What if I set this to 0? There we go. All right, setting this to, this is where basically the, whatchamacallit comes in. The trial and error and seeing what is working and what is not. So I'm gonna do 250px. Oops, not height. I'm actually gonna use margin, this lyrics. I'm gonna put margin at the bottom here, so 100. So it pushes this down. But surprisingly, oh yeah, because we want to set this to none. Okay. So let me just click off everything so I can see what's happening here. I do think we're definitely gonna have to fix this. Ocean eyes, that's fine. Maybe we can tone down Billie Eilish as well. Now this container though, I'm gonna have to set this to max content. I think I'm also gonna have to do that here as well. Instead of the width, I'm gonna set this to max content. And I am going to have to do a margin push of like maybe 100 pixels. There we go. So we've got Billie Eilish, this album. Maybe we can put this like right top here. We're gonna take this whole container. I'm also gonna set this to max content instead of percentage. I'm also gonna do that on the desktop here as well. I'm gonna float that here. Okay, now let's fix this button. This button slash container. So this container, we are going to set this to not percentage. We're gonna set it to max content. There we go. And we're gonna set the minimum height to none. So now our button is much better. Now with our container, what we can do is I'm gonna move our button. I wonder if I scale this. There we go. All right, so we're looking all right. Now I wonder if, so we have this section here. What if I push this to the bottom? The center? Yeah, it's still pretty difficult to read. Well, this is much better. I think we're gonna push this to the top as well. I also want whatever size this is, 14. I'd like this to be 14 as well. But let's see. So stretching wise, this is a-okay. And so what I want to do here is I'm gonna bring in that gradient that we made. So media, boom, boom. I'm gonna grab this gradient. And we're just gonna place this, let's go ahead and make sure, yep, it's at the top most of our section. We're gonna place this at the bottom. Just hold shift, make sure it goes all the way across these grid cells. And I am going to set the width to 100%. And I'm gonna make sure it goes behind the content here. And I'm going to also do like a negative margin here. So I'm gonna do like negative 20 pixels. Oops. Oh, I don't want it to do that. Let's see. I want it to go. Actually, I think that's fine. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna turn the opacity of it down just a little bit. Okay. So from here, what do we want to do? All right, this is looking pretty good. All right, let me squeeze. Let's see how this is working out to be. So the button definitely needs some help. All right, so let's figure out that button situation. Let's make it go to max. Desktop, let's go to container. And let me see. So we're gonna set this to max content here. Ooh, hold up. So let's go through very quickly. Let's take a look at everything inside of here. So our button is 100%. Our play, we don't need to look at the play. Let's look at these. So 45, 30, 15. All right, we want to set all these to be 100%. Just so that the math is all equal. And this is kind of fighting me here. It's trying to do 99.9. So maybe we'll just set everything to 99.9 so everything's kind of happy. Or 99.8. I have no idea why it's fighting that. But for congruency, we will just set everything to 99.8. So everything scales together. Now, I do want to see, okay. Maybe I don't want them to scale, like at all. Maybe that's what we want to do. So I am going to set these to pixels. And we are just going to do one. I want to say 150. So 150 pixels. 150 pixels. And 150 pixels. All right, let's see. Now that should be, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna, when we get to tablet, we're gonna drop this to about like 100 pixels. All right, what just happened there? So it immediately jumped to 1. Let's see. Let's look at our container minimum width. Let's set this to none. Let's set this to none. All right, there we go. So we always have to make sure, like when funny things happen like that, that we always double check, like, what's gonna call it? The rest of the sizing of everything. Okay, so I'm gonna set this to be center here. We want it to stay in this position. And for this as well, I want this to be centered. Let me see, we have the container here. We need to set this to max content, not a percentage. Minimum height, none. Minimum width, none. And let's see here. Okay, so this is looking okay. I do want this to be, I guess that works. All right, let's see. Let's close this out. All right, and now we're gonna move on to mobile to clean everything up, guys. All right, so we are going to squeeze this stuff. We're gonna do 50 pixels, 50, and we are going to, let's see, we have 1 FR. We're going to go from 1 FR to, let's do max content. And then we have that margin over here, 100 pixels. So we're going to set this to 50. So everything kind of, or 25. And now we want to set these, instead of min, we want max content. So that that height squeezes to the actual height of the text. Boom. Max content, yes. Okay. So we got this. We're gonna actually take it centered. Whoops. And what? So let's see. Our image is like freaking. We're basically why this is horizontally scrolling is we have a lot to fix. So the first thing we want to do is let's unstretch this first. Oops. I don't want to move everything. So let's left align this. Let's bring it to the top. Or actually, let's try something first. Let's take all of this. Let's take this. I'm going to remove this line that we have here. So I'm going to just click it. I'm going to go to Don't Display. We're going to set this to be at the top, center. We're going to move this over to this cell over here. Ocean eyes, we are going to push here in our button. Let's try this. Trying to think here. So this album, we're going to move this over here and we're going to drop it to the bottom. And this artist, we're going to move it to the top grid cell, put it at the bottom. I'm also going to align this here. Maybe I can make this a little bit smaller. Let's see, 16. Max content. Oop, let's see. It looks like there is a minimum width. We're going to set that to none. There we go. I'm going to make sure that we have docking so that it stays. Let's see. I also want to get rid of this line. Oh, that's actually that's the menu. We're gonna have to figure out what to do with that. Because what we could do is we could, if we go to our section here, we could set this to, instead of 50%, we could set this to maybe 25. What if, or maybe we could actually delete this grid now, or one of them. So I can go here. Let's see if we actually, what if we delete this column? I'm going to delete column. All right, so now we have 2. And what I'm going to do is maybe if I expand this, all right, that looks good. We no longer have a horizontal scrolling website. And what we could try to do is this container that we have here, which is our menu. I can right align it. So we still have our menu here. It would be a little bit of a pain to have. because everything else would kind of just need to be so let's see, let's go back to our section. I'm going to set this to be 100. This is going to set to auto. Oops. Or let's just do, we'll do 1 FR. Now, the width though of this we need to fix. It needs to be auto maybe? Man. Let's see, all the buttons are fine. The container is not though. And it's probably because, there we go, that works. All right, now let's set this to 100 px. Let's set it to 50 px. All right, button, container. All right, this is on 100 px. Let's try to shoot it to 50. Okay, that works. But all right, let me just move some of this stuff to 35 pixels. Set this to none. All right, I gotta figure out why this is. All right, let's remove this height here. Boom. We still have this whole container though. And for whatever reason, the 50 pixels is making it do some weird stuff. I wonder if I undock all this, what happens? If I right align it. Because what I want to do is I like this Billie Eilish thing here. But, oh, you know what it is? Okay, I got it. Container, section, it's, okay, so this is auto. I want this to be 2FR, I think. Let's try 2FR. Because what I'm thinking is that this should basically push this over this way. So maybe we'll do, let's just do 80, like 90%. Okay. And we'll do 10% here. There is still horizontal scrolling though. Let's figure out what that is. So we have our container here. All that stuff is overflowing. Okay, let's try to pull this stuff in. So, lyrics here, we are going to, maybe we can just stack this. So we're gonna push this one over top of each other. We're gonna left align. %100% for their gradient. Pull this up. It's about halfway. And increase the opacity. We're gonna line some of this stuff. I feel like we can don't display this. I feel like we can have I'm going to go ahead and set this to max content here. No minimum width. And this is repetitive, so maybe I can also don't display this. That way we are left with the container here. We can have this play button here. Literally scale. Do we want to scale that? We could. Billie Eilish, though, we're going to increase this a little bit more. We're going to set this to 35, and maybe it'll go to 50. Maybe it'll go to 60. We'll do the same thing down here. 35 to 60. And now we just got to figure out this menu thing over here. So our container height, I want to set this to auto. Actually, we're going to set it to 100%. And we need, it is 50 pixels. Let's do 10% like we had it. All right, so this was 10%, this container. Let me do container, height 100%, width 100%. Let's see if we can center the, no, those are still centered, so it's something with this container is not right. So let's go back to our section here. Let's try to do, let's do 85 here. Let's just do 15. All right, so these buttons, man, there's something so wrong. This is the troubleshooting that I can't think on. All right. And something messed up here too. So we got, here it is. Okay, so we're gonna set this to 100%. There we go. I knew there was something wrong. Okay, so we're looking good now. So instead of these buttons, these images now, we are gonna set to 30. We're actually gonna set them to, let's do 50, see what happens. All right, those are better. So 50, 50, 50. Okay. All right, so let's see what happens as we stretch this. All right, we do not want those things flying up. So this is also, again, why, are super important. Grids and docking, so things don't just fly everywhere. And we did that really well with, Oh boy, please, okay. All right, so we kind of broke our section here in desktop. Oh man, this is going to suck. I'm gonna have to Control Z all of this. I'm like, what did I break? I'm like, none of that should have happened because all of that was, okay, that works. Okay. All right, so mobile. Okay. We want okay, if I delete this, let's go ahead and delete it. Okay, how does this affect? What? Makes no sense how deleting that is gonna blow up the other. Whatever, we'll deal with it. We just won't do that. Okay, so we've already made our decisions. We are not going to have these ocean eye things, so we're just gonna don't display this entire section. We're gonna keep this. Our Billie Eilish. So what we are going to do, our container, we're going to move this over to this container or this grid cell. This whole container, we are going to actually, before we do that, we're going to move to the section. I'm going to set this to, I think maybe 0 px. Go back to our section. We're going to set this to 10%. I'm going to set this to 90%. Okay. All right, let's figure out this last piece. Container. We'll set the height to be 100%, width to be 100%. All right, let's see. All right, padding, we're gonna just do 20 pixels by 20 pixels. These bottom pieces, we know we want them to be 50% in terms of the width, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, let me do. All right, we fixed this last time. What did we do? All right, let's go to container. All right, we only want this over here. All right, let's drop the let's do 35 to 60 or 70. Same thing here, 35 to 70. Hit enter, and let me please just go and check these other things, see if they're not broken. Now there is some horizontal sliding. We do need to figure out what that is. But one of the things that we could do is we can go to my section, and instead of overflow content show, we can go to hide. There we go, that fixes that. We're gonna do the same thing. All right, there's no overflow stuff needed over here. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay, cascaded, so perfect. But I still want this content pulled in. And another thing that we're gonna need to do is this section here, this gradient, I want to pull it up. Right about there. All right, so I'm going to set this to a line right there. Artist, a line right here. All right, minimum width set to none. Minimum height set to none. All right, what else? It's mainly this section thing here. So we have 90, let's do 85. And then let's do 15%. All right. So that should work for us. Let's see. All right, so this is sticking together. This we're going to need to work on. This should be, let's go ahead and dock it to the top and bottom. All right, let's fix what's happening here. I'm also going to set this to, so this is set to max content. We're going to do 16 to 10. Maybe we'll do, maybe 14. So it scales and doesn't cross over the menu. Okay. Now what we do need to do is, at this point, it's fairly large, and we also cannot scroll because we've set that section to be 100% VH. So what we need to do is, first off, this gradient here, we want it to be docked to the bottom. Okay. And I'm curious why this stuff is scaling. So let's figure out why that is. So this stuff is increasing. Let's take a look at the container. It's going to be 100% height. We want this to be 100% VH. Let's see if that stops that. No. So maybe what we need to do is, because these are set to pixels, maybe they need to be set to percentages. So let's set this to, we'll set that to auto. I do not know why. I'm assuming that the image, that the stretched image. So I wonder if I do this. We'll go ahead and let's try this. We'll do 100%. Across everything, and then the height will also set to 100%. 100 VH. All right, let's see. Nope, so that nothing. All right, so why does, but this is the troubleshooting stuff, guys. All right, so minimum, we want to set this to, all right, so that's set to max content. Maybe what we can do is, instead of max content, set this to 1 FR. Or let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm surprised that it scales. I guess maybe instead of 100% VH, maybe we can just set it to none, and this we can set to auto, because at least then we can scroll at that point. But that's not solving the problem. The problem is, why are we able to scroll? All right, let's click back on this image. Let's set back to auto. Or let's set it back to 100% here. So now the image should scale. But these sections, man. So instead of percentage, maybe they should be 16.1 VH, 33.3 VH, and 50.6 VH. Totally wrong. Oh, I just need this to be fixed. Minimum height, none. Auto. All right, so this is sticking much better. Let's go inside of these containers. We're gonna give a little bit of a gap. We're gonna do about 10 pixel gap between each of the icons. And the icons we are going to set to be, we're gonna keep them around, instead of 50, we'll keep them at 30. Or actually, let's just set them to pixels. So 50, 50, 34 pixels. All right. Okay, that works. Still don't know why it widens up like this. The fact that it scrolls works though. Let's figure that out. We're almost there, guys. Okay, so let's go to our sections. Let's do 33.3 VH. 16.1 VH, and that last piece 50.6 VH. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, guys. Whew. All right. We did it. We did it. Now there is a little bit of a funkiness, but we kind of fixed it. So, all right, let's go ahead and publish this. Whew. All right, that was scary, guys. Okay, so this probably needs a little bit more space, this lyrics piece. Probably could pull this a little bit further up. These definitely don't need as much space as they do. So let's go ahead, and this is why it's always good to publish your site and just double check things. All right, so instead of 100% height, what we're gonna do for this container here, we're gonna set this to maybe like 250 pixels. Let's go ahead and publish that. Actually, I'm going to set this to auto. This container that everything is in, I'm going to set this to a very particular height. I'm going to set this to 250 px. Okay, I'm going to set it and make sure that it's sticking to the bottom. Make sure it's docked to the bottom and to the left. All right, let me go ahead and publish that. Why? All right, and there's still some scrolling that we do not want to occur. So let's go and try to fix that. So let's go to section. Oh, it's because we had this. Let's set that to none. The calculation should be fine. Let's go ahead and view. All right, they're still scrolling. Let's go ahead and refresh here. Ah, that's still weird. Odd. All right, so let me refresh this. because really we did the calculation to where this should be accounted for. If anything, it's probably the background image set to 100% VH. Yeah, so this is basically expanded. So if I did this and instead went to 100% here, height auto, probably better. Let's see. Let's go ahead and publish that. See what happens. Oops. Still got some scrolling. It could either be the background or it's the navigation here. So let's check our navigation here. And it also looks like this got pushed. It's such a pain. All right, let me refresh, guys. Designing everything is easy. The troubleshooting is a pain. All right, let me preview. Okay. This container. Maybe instead of docking to the bottom, we'll dock to the top. All right, now this container here. We're going to set this to calculation. We're going to set the width to 100%. Height calculation. 100% VH. Minus 50 pixels. Cool. All right, let's publish this. And you know what? Actually, we probably wouldn't need to do that. I probably should just be able to do 100% because the main section is already taking that into account. So instead of auto, we're just going to set to 100. All right. And okay, we probably gonna need to take care of this. Oh, this is such a pain, guys. All right, hold on. It's always the discrepancy of like your main site. Okay, this is fine now. Let's just pull all this off. Okay, I'm also gonna, instead of docking it to the bottom, I'm gonna dock it to the top. Scrolling here shouldn't be a thing. All right, this is fine. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. All right, this is looking fine though. And I think this is looking better. Yes. All right, so button bigger. Okay. And this needs some space, and I'm probably gonna align it with artist here. And I'm probably also going to set I'm gonna like auto force something here because this is a little bit out of alignment. All right, but I'm happy about the menu though. Okay, so let's go back, let's play. Okay, so this artist here, well, they weren't aligned to begin with. Which is fine. But maybe I can pull this up here. I'm not sure if I like that though. But when we start to get close though, like right around, yeah, so this tablet version. Okay, so I think this is what I want to do. So I'm going to set this to 14 pixels as well. And I am, let's see, maybe I can put, yeah, maybe I can push this to the top. Maybe I can push that to the top. And then maybe I can push this to the top, but to the bottom here. So there's some alignment. And then these two are now aligned here. Kind of. So album, we're gonna align it to the top. And this is such a problem. Every time I use calculation, guys, this like editor X kind of like squeezes, which is why in the beginning I put 100% VH so that the collapsing doesn't happen. Probably gonna put it back in there again. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna select my section here. All right, 100% VH, okay. Okay, this is good. And now this container, I'm going to, instead of docking it to the bottom, I'm gonna dock it to the top like we did with the other one. Okay. All right, let's publish really quick. See what's going on here. All right. Still got some scrolling going on. I would like this to be a little bit bigger. All right, let's play with those. So let's go to our mobile here. Let's play with the size of these elements. So we're gonna open up. We're gonna do 150 for all of our. Ooh, let's do like 125. And then the last one, 125. There we go. Okay, for this, all right, let me go to my section. Let me set this to 100% VH so I can actually see what I'm working on. I wonder why it does this. So I'm just switching everything to VH to see if this like helps with anything. I'll set this to none. Let me refresh. All right, well, this works. just don't know how to get the scrolling out of it. All right, let's try. Let's try one more time. And whatever is going on here, like, it is not. Oh, this makes me wanna. Alright, let me click on the image here. So this is stretched. Let me just try 100% by 100%. Let me refresh. Squeeze. This makes no sense. Alright, we'll just set that to auto for now. Alright, and we'll play with this. So, container. Minimum width, none. Let's go to our things here. We're going to set these to 125. All of them. And last one. So then when we squeeze the, and I'm going to make sure that this is docked to the top, not the bottom. I'm also going to move this just a tad bit around here. So right and top, not bottom. Okay. And then as we go here, all right, that should work. Let's publish. Let's cross our fingers, guys. Alright, this is still way too tiny. Alright, so everything's working. We still had the freaking scroll, which is killing me. But everything else is pretty good though. Alright, let's try to figure one last time. One last time. Let's go to desktop. I swear it's the it's usually, let's see here. So we have 50. Let's, instead of this, let's set this to vertical height. Vertical height. Vertical height. All right. Let's just try this one section. Nope. Let me unstretch the image again. And 100%. Let's shift it over. Let's hit publish. Let's view. Still. Okay, so it's definitely, it might have to do with the sidebar now. Okay, let's check the sidebar. Let's check the container. All right, so we're gonna set this to, none real quick. Let's set it to auto. Let's try VH, VH, VH. Vertical height, and then, all right, let's try that. Man. You know what? Let me undo all of that. Because essentially... Oh! Okay, so the image is dictating this scrolling. So the image, let's do the height. Let's do the calculation of this. Let's try this. 100. Minus 50 pixels. Let's give that a try. All right. So this might be the moment. Hey, what's going on, Zaid? What's happening, dog? All right, let's see what we got here. Ugh, it's still the scrolling, man. And we have, okay, the image is not, there we go. Let's do left line, top of line. Let's see. I'm just like, please. All right, so it's left line. We need to get it. Okay, it's top. Okay, so better. The image is cropping exactly where it should be, but there's other things which I think it has to be that container or the lines. So let's try these. Let's go to these. So the height, let's go to the height. Let's go to, let's see if we need to do the calculation on this too. Honestly, it wouldn't make much sense. Minus, let's try that. And then, like, I'm like, there shouldn't be a need to set these. It literally should just be, let me go to, so we got this line, we have this line. I literally should just be able to put in 100% in the calculation of the section. Should be able to hold that down. All right, maybe this is it. Let's set that to none. It's the calculation. Let's see what this is. Yep. All right, let's try to. Okay, image calculation. Let's see if I just set this to 100. I know this is literally the issue that we just had before. Whatever, let me just do this. All right, so everything else is working. There's basically something else that is making this background, and I don't know what it is. But I'm gonna set this not this. I'm gonna set that to none. I'm gonna set this section to 100% VH just so it stops collapsing really quick. But yeah, guys, this is the name of the game. What's working? What's not? All right, so at least that background thing is showing up. All right. So let's check this. So it's these bottom rows. Okay. So let's check this. All right. Okay. So there's this 100% VH, but also these need a calculation. So can I do a calculation in here? Maybe I just need to set them to percentages again. All right, hopefully. But I guess what this is is like these are trying to do we're trying to set a calculation in the height. But then we're also telling them please be 100% VH, which is adding back that 50, which is this. So yeah, I really don't know. Let me see if I set to auto, this shit's gonna break. All right, let me try. You know what? What is this, 53? Let me set this to 53.4. Calculation, please. 53.4 minus 50 pixels. All right, that looks a little bit better. Now I can set this to none. All right. The image though. All right, height calculation. We don't need that. We'll just set this to 100% VH. All right, now we should be able to publish, even though the thing keeps what's it call it? What? We literally just fixed this. Okay. All right, sweet. So no scrolling now. Perfect. Now all we have to fix is our gradient here. So let me go to, let's find our gradient here and just push this to the bottom. Oh, but see, this is like the issue, guys. Like we have to have like this 100% VH so that we can actually look at our site so it doesn't explode. All right. Cool. We have our gradient here. Dock to the bottom. Okay, let me publish this. I'm pretty sure this is going to add back that little spacing at the bottom, but I want to see if our gradient is in the proper spot now. All right, gradient is in the proper spot, and here we go. So we have that little white space. All we need to do to eliminate that white space is eliminate the section 100% VH, which will mess up the preview mode, but the proper site will be accurate. So publish this. That's one thing that EditorX like needs to fix. It hurts my soul. All right, here we go. So we have no scroll horizontal or vertical, which is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. We're probably gonna have to do the same thing for all of our breakpoints here, because now we have scrolling here, which we do not want. And our mobile is totally fine. Mobile's fine. All right, now we need to go ahead and fix tablet. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, tablet, what you got? Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing here. Luna says only if I had the patience you have. Luna, trust me. Like some of this stuff you don't have to go through. Like I'm kind of doing some more advanced things and trying to push EditorX a little bit, but sometimes like when you try to literally test EditorX, it tests you back. So a lot of the a lot of this stuff doesn't typically happen. It's just in this case, and EditorX knows that it happens and they're working on it, because a lot of people who are trying to do the things that I'm trying to do here, it's a problem. So, but at least now I know what the issue is. So let's see, section, we are going to do height, not auto. We're going to set this to calculation. We're going to set this to be 100% or 100 VH. So, but a lot of the time, like, you will not have to go through what I just did. And even if you do, you know you now know, basically, to keep from your site kind of like eating itself in the editor, having a minimum height to keep its size. All right, so for this, we're going to transition all this stuff to a viewport height. All right. And these lines, we're going to set these back to 100%. All right. Let's go to publish. See, I'm going to preview some of these things real quick. All right, so this is desktop. This is tablet. Or no. All right, so this is desktop, tablet. Okay. And for whatever reason, it didn't even fix the things that. Okay. All right, so we have the scrolling here, fine. But now we need to pull some of our content up and partial. What we need to do is well, first off, what I'm going to do is this section, I'm going to set this to 200 VH so I can actually grab some of the content that we have down here. All right. So let's see. If this were percentage, I'm going to set all this stuff to percentage again. And okay. Let's think here. Yeah, having to go between VH and percentages. Alright, so this should be fine. So 4, 5, 6. So this is the kind of the math. So basically I'm trying to do, let's do 40 here, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So all this stuff basically has to add up to 100 for it to be 100% vertical height. So that's kind of what we're doing. So we have 40, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have 10 VH here. We need to actually do a calculation for one of them, which will probably be this portion up here. And we're going to grab our container here. For our button, we're going to move this up. We're going to dock it to the top instead of the bottom. And then next we are going to go into our section. We're going to set this to just 100 VH for now. Okay. Which works. And now what we're going to do here is our calculation is minus 50. Okay, we're going to do what we did here to this section. So we have, we're going to do our calculation. So we have 40 VH minus 50 PX. Cool. And now this should work. The only thing, so now we have that white space. The only thing that we now have to do, which is going to break how it looks in the editor, is that 100% VH that we have as placeholder. We're going to set that to none. Publish. And now we should have a non-scrollable desktop, tablet, and mobile. So this looks good. No scrolling. Perfect. Let's minimize it here. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. So this is looking good. Let's go down to tablet. Ugh, we have scrolling. All right, let's figure it out. Oh, okay. It just didn't upload, or it didn't change just yet. Okay, perfect. So everything is good. I was like, I know we literally did everything correctly. All right, awesome, guys. So we have our we have to do this on tablet or on mobile. So we have our mobile. Tablet's looking good. No scrolling. And our desktop is looking good. So let's go ahead and finish our last bit. For mobile, we're going to do the same thing. So essentially all it is we are going to go in and make sure all this math adds up. So we're just going to set this to 33 VH. I'm going to set this to auto. Ooh. I guess we can set it to auto. I'm just going to set this to 30. 30. We'll set this to 20. All right, so $30.20. So that's 50, and so I'm also going to set this to 50. Max 50. I'm also just going to set this to 20 VH so that they're both kind of the same. 30 VH. And again, we're going to want that calculation. See, this is so sometimes it shows and sometimes it doesn't. All right, calculation. Here we go. So the calculation is going to be, yep, 30 VH minus 50 PX. All right, and now it's going to basically eat itself. Let's go ahead and publish. And it will probably take a moment to get all the updates. Uh-oh, something happened here. So our icons are not here for whatever reason. So we need to fix that. Let's refresh here. All right, cool. So we don't have scrolling, exactly what we wanted. So mobile is good to go. Tablet, we need to find our icons for our social media. And that's the last thing. So let's go back. Now, to make sure that our site does not eat itself while we're trying to edit it, we're going to go to our section. Here we should set this to, the height of this should be a calculation of 100 VH minus 50 pixels. Okay, this we're just going to set to 100 VH so we can actually see what's happening. We'll refresh. Hopefully that saves. Alright, we are not going to pay this any mind. We're going to just set this to 100% actually. Both of them. Now again, this is the desktop, guys. I already edited this and we know that it works. I'm just going in here because I see these lines. They should not be a calculation. They should be 100%. And let's see. Let's go back here. Section. We're going to have to put 100% VH in here so it doesn't eat itself. Calculation is fine. All right, let's refresh, please. Okay, thank you. All right, let's go to tablet. And let's find we got to do the math here. So 17. So we'll just do 20 20 VH, 2, 4, 6, 8, and these will basically be 20. Actually, we're just gonna, 20 VH minus 50 pixels. All right, now these sections, I might actually do like, let's do 10 or 15. Does 15 work? All right, let's rock with 15. So we got 30, 30. So 30, this is 60, 60, we have 40 left. So we'll do 40. Drop this to the bottom. All right, we just want it here though. Man, this is very difficult to edit when the site eats itself like this. There we go. All right, that works perfectly. All right, so now we have that white strip. All we got to do is we just need to take out that 100% VH that we have in there so that the site stops eating itself, and then we're done. All right, so all we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna select our image, go to section, take out the 100% VH. We're gonna set that to none. The site will basically eat itself. We're gonna publish, preview. All right, now we have exactly what we want. We have mobile, tablet, and we have desktop looking good. Now the last thing, if we wanted, we have that play button set to a, whatchamacallit, we have it set to a play button, or just a page rather. So the last thing we are going to do, actually, do we want to do it? We've already been streaming for 3 hours. But let's see. We'll set this to 100% VH so we can work on the mobile version. So we'll set that. We'll refresh. And another thing I actually want to do is I want to make sure that all of our sections have, yes, overflow content hide. Yep. Okay, and we also need to remove this. Okay, the last thing I will do is this button. We want to go to Layout Tools, Light Boxes, and we are going to pull out a light box. We're going to delete everything inside of it. We are going to set it to a 1x1. We're going to set the height to be auto. What I want to be in here is I'm going to set a video player in here. And I'm going to set this to be in the center of our player here. Now this, maybe we can do, all right, we have this to auto. I will probably add some margin and or padding to this, but I'm going to change the video in here. I'm going to go to YouTube and I'm going to type in ocean eyes. I'm going to add that to this. And now I'm going to go ahead and just add my margin. So I'm going to add 25 pixels to the top, 25 pixels to the bottom. And maybe we want to do something like this. So here's the light box. We're going to go ahead and hit done. And we are going to set this button to play the light box. So we're going to set this to the promo, the new one that we just made. We're going to hit done. And now, before we do all this, we're going to go back to our section. We're going to take out the 100% VH. We're going to set it to none on both desktop. Make sure it's off on tablet. And we're going to make sure it's off on mobile. Now we're going to hit publish. All the buttons should be updated. All right, so let's refresh. And let's close all of our other stuff. That's one thing that we actually have to do. So we don't want that light box to actually pop up. Let's go to layers. Now I want to actually go to page. Let's go to my, I'm gonna just call this video. I want to go to the settings of this. Light box, set triggers, automatically display light box on page, no. All right, perfect. Set triggers, let's see, close button. Man. I'm just gonna hit done. I'm just gonna publish this. All right, let's refresh because that shouldn't happen now. All right, perfect. Should be able to press play. There we go. And I'm gonna scale this just a little bit more. So again, I'm gonna go to my section. I'm gonna set this to 100% VH just so I can edit it. I'm gonna let it sit for a second. All right, and now let's go to my page, the video, and let's actually make this a little bit larger. So our width will do, you know what, the background, I'm not sure if I want the background. So I'm gonna set this to 800. Set triggers. Yes, we want the close icon. We're gonna set the close icon to be at the top here. We want it to be white so we can actually see. And I'm gonna set the video size to be maybe 90. All right, we'll rock with that. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna set this to like 50 pixels. And you know what? Maybe I'll just center this top and bottom here. Mobile, kind of do the same thing. So I'm gonna take this, we're gonna set it to be a 1x1 instead of a, there we go. Oh boy. Let me refresh. Oh, I didn't even hit done. All right, let's go back. Okay, so let's actually scale this. I'm gonna set this to a pixel size, so there we go. That works for me. And then I want this to be centered. Man, this blows me. Section 100% VH so I can edit this thing, please. Okay. Refresh. All right, let's jump to mobile. Let's go to our promo. There we go. Now we have the video player, but we want the light box, and we are going to extend the height just a little bit because we want to increase the size of that close button. I'm going to set this to 100% actually. Light box is going to be a little bit larger here. Let's set this to 90%. Oops. Center this. Alright, that works. We're going to go ahead and hit done. And now we're going to go ahead and go back to our section. Take out the 100% VH, set that to none. Publish. Alright. Let's go ahead and view. Let's give it a second to update. Alright. Okay, looks like I accidentally put the 100% VH back on our section here. So let's set back to none. Let's publish that. Refresh. Alright, cool. Looking good. Very nice. We got our Billie Eilish music video. We can close it out. Perfect. Let's go to tablet. Let's play. Nice. We can close it out. And let's go to mobile. Perfect. Whew! Alright, last thing I do want to fix is I want to fix this. Like, yes, it's visible, but I want that like up here. So one last time. We gotta make it perfect. Gotta make it perfect, guys. Let's go back to mobile. First things first. Set it to 100% VH so we can edit it. Let's let it sit. Let's refresh. Alright, let's go to mobile. Let us go to our page video lightbox. Let's go to mobile. And the height, it says auto, but really what I think we want, I think for this one, I'm going to set up actually a 1x2. The video is going to be in the bottom portion. Our X here is going to be in the top portion. So we're going to set the height of this to be max content. There we go. Height we actually want as a pixel as well. And we're going to put a gap of like 10 pixels between the two. And that should be good. So again, we're going to hit done. We're going to go to section, pull our minimum height out, publish, and let's cross our fingers. let's cross our fingers, guys. All right, so let's go to the mobile. All right, perfect. Let's hit play. Very nice, super clean, and there we go, guys. So all right, all of our links work. All of the hover pieces work as well. As you guys remember, we did a little bit of each one of these has a page. We also made sure that these send us to Instagram.com, Facebook.com, things like that. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our Billie Eilish artist challenge. It took a bit, but I thank you guys for your patience. We have all of the breakpoints, desktop, mobile, and tablet ready to rock. So thank you guys for your patience, and I'm excited to see what you guys do if you guys decide to hang around. I think a couple. Actually, let's roll back real quick. So, and that's pretty much it, guys. So, tablet, or this is a desktop, to tablet, to mobile. It's pretty clean. So All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out for about 3.5, 4 hours to watch me do this. Again, you guys, for the challenge, don't have to do super complex things. Again, every time I'm in EditorX, I try to push a little bit more of what I know and what I think I can do for myself. So that's what I use my challenges for. The challenges for you are to do what you want to push yourself in the direction for. So you're trying to learn something new. If you, for example, I think Luna in the chat today wants to use her projects to be able to possibly either work on one of her favorite music artists or even be able to pitch him on building a better website for themselves. I think that's absolutely awesome. So again, you guys don't have to pull your eyes out like I kind of was here, but more power to you if you do, because that's how you learn and really are able to make next level things, even when softwares or whatnot are fighting against you. So, all right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I can't wait to do a reel for not only this project but your guys' projects as well. And if you have any questions, just let me know in the Discord. Links are down below, or you can sign up at editorx.tv. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday, and I'll see you in the Discord. Peace, guys. Have a great day. Bye.